Welcome to the Healing Energy Collective, a space for mindfulness, embodiment, and healing. I'm Scarlett Chang, and I'm so grateful you're here. Today's episode is about the natural evolution that happens in relationships, especially the moments when things begin to shift. Maybe the spark feels dimmer. Maybe the person you once felt so sure about seems different. Maybe you feel different. This episode is an invitation to explore what happens when the honeymoon ends, not with fear, but with curiosity. Because the end of the honeymoon isn't the end of the relationship, it's the beginning of something real. Let's take a deep breath together. Inhale through your nose and exhale slowly through your mouth. And settle in. In the early stages of a relationship, the brain is flooded with feel good chemicals. Dopamine gives us pleasure and reward. Oxytocin, which is a bonding hormone, increases when we hug, kiss, or are intimate. Serotonin brings us a sense of joy and calm. All of these things work together to create that blissful, euphoric experience we often call the honeymoon phase. You may feel like you're floating. Everything feels effortless. You overlook red flags, you idealize the other person. You're flooded with love and possibility. And then the chemistry starts to shift. This is natural. It's not something to fear. It's your body returning to baseline. And when the fog clears, what's left is reality. This is where many relationships either deepen or dissolve because now you're seeing the person for who they are, not just the version you imagined, but the real complex human with needs, quirks, wounds, and patterns. You may start to notice that they handle conflict differently than you. Their coping strategies or communication styles may clash with yours. You may both have different needs for closeness, independence, or emotional support. And it's normal to feel disappointed or scared. You may wonder, are we falling apart? But often, this is just the beginning of real intimacy. Sometimes, when your partner starts to change, or when you do, it can trigger fear. You might think, they're not who they were before. Did I fall in love with the wrong person? Is this the end? But relationships are living organisms. They grow, they stretch, they challenge us to evolve. It's okay if your partner changes. It's okay if you change. It doesn't always mean the relationship is ending. It might mean it's deepening, shifting into something more sustainable and grounded. Of course, not all change is aligned. If someone's behavior becomes harmful, avoidant, or disconnected, that matters. You're also not responsible for fixing or shrinking yourself to keep a relationship alive. This is where discernment comes in. Ask yourself, does this change feel like growth or disconnection? Are we still aligned in values, care, and respect? Can I be my whole self here? Here's the truth. You can't control how someone else evolves, but you can stay grounded in your body. You can stay rooted in what you need and what you believe. And this helps you stay grounded no matter how your relationship shifts. When the relationship starts to feel shaky, come back to you. Ask yourself, what do I need to feel safe and seen? Am I abandoning myself to stay connected to them? What are my non negotiables? And most importantly, can I hold myself with compassion, even if this relationship changes or ends? You are allowed to mourn who someone used to be. You're allowed to feel confused or scared. But you are not required to hold something together that no longer supports your nervous system or your truth. To build a lasting and stable relationship beyond the honeymoon, consider these 5 principles. Number 1 is communication over assumption. Instead of assuming, talk and communicate often. You're not mind readers. Number 2 is respect for change. You're both evolving and will continue to do so throughout your life. Give each other room to grow and self reflect, and then come back together. Number 3, commit to emotional safety, especially when conflict arises. Number 4, remember your shared values. Attraction may fade, but aligned values ground you. They ground you to yourself and what you need, and they can ground you in your relationship. Number 5, mutual effort. Long-term love is not passive. It doesn't mean it needs to be hard, but it is intentional. If you're grieving the loss of the honeymoon, that makes sense. If you're wondering whether change means the end, I hope today's episode offered some clarity. Change is not always a threat. Sometimes it's a doorway. And whether this relationship lasts or not, you will. You will keep evolving. You will keep learning how to love with more discernment and depth, and you will find the love that you seek. Stay rooted in your body. Stay true to what you know, and trust that the right relationship will make space for your wholeness. If this episode resonated with you and you're moving through heartbreak, growth, or uncertainty in your relationship, I invite you to explore Healing from Heartbreak, Returning to Wholeness, my guided course to help you reconnect to yourself, release the stories, and create space for healing. And inside the Healing Energy Collective, we practice together each week through yoga, breathwork, and sound to anchor into safety, presence, and peace. You're not alone. You're always welcome here, and you are enough exactly as you are. Thank you, and until next time.